It takes a lot of indifference to reduce a liberal country and NATO ally into a terror sponsor with a wrecked economy. But it takes sheer shamelessness to participate in a premier intergovernmental forum after destroying a big economy and sponsoring jihadist militias in the immediate neighborhood. Now, we know that Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan isn't just indifferent and cruel, but also shameless and remorseless. Despite reducing Turkey into a hotbed of terrorism and getting the country grey-listed by the Paris-based Financial Action Task Force, Erdogan decided to attend the G20 summit. And what happened? Well, he got himself embarrassed at the hand of major world leaders. Hi and welcome. This is TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm Siddharth, your host. And in this video, I will explain how the G20 meeting came as a salt in Erdogan's wounds. Let's begin. At TFIGlobalNews.com, we have been covering the issue of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's belligerent policies extensively. We have told you how Erdogan's Islamism and terrible economic policies have ruined the prosperous Turkish economy, which used to resemble the liberal European economies at one time. We have also covered how Erdogan has used jihadist militias in countries like Syria and Libya, which has led to Turkey getting grey-listed by the FATF. Today, Erdogan does not enjoy a good global image due to some very obvious reasons. Therefore, you would have expected Erdogan to keep a low profile, just like Chinese President Xi Jinping, who hasn't stepped out of his country for the last 21 months after creating a pandemic that has taken millions of lives across the world. Jinping skipped the G20 summit in Rome too. However, Erdogan has different plans. He attended the G20 summit and got himself humiliated at the hands of the Dutch President, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, US President Joe Biden, and Eastern Mediterranean countries of Greece and Israel, as well as the Greek Cypriot administration. Dutch Prime Minister Mark slammed Erdogan publicly for declaring 10 Western ambassadors, including those of Germany and the United States of America, persona non grata after they had issued a joint statement for the release of a jailed civil society activist, Osman Kavala. Kavala's detention has thus become a sensitive issue between Turkey and the Western world. Kavala has been charged with having links to the 2013 anti-government protests in Turkey and a couple of attempts in 2016, which Erdogan claims to have been backed by Western powers. Since 2017, he has been jailed in Turkey without any conviction. Therefore, Erdogan lost his cool after foreign envoys demanded a just and speedy disposal of the case. On his part, the Dutch Prime Minister said, I once again explained to him that when Strasbourg makes statements, the Netherlands always reserves the right to draw attention to them. In a stern warning to Erdogan, Mark added, I have told the president that we will continue to do that in the future. Mark also made it clear that the Netherlands and other Western countries did not see the call for a just and speedy disposal of the case as interfering with internal affairs, but as affirming more universal values. Erdogan has already faced a lot of embarrassment over the Kavala statement. He had first declared the 10 ambassadors persona non grata. However, after a cabinet meeting at which he was reportedly informed about the economic dangers of diplomatic tensions with the Western world, Erdogan had said that the 10 ambassadors had learned their lesson and will be more careful now. This was seen as a step back on the issue by Erdogan. Meanwhile, it is being expected that the Council of European Human Rights Watchdog could launch its first disciplinary hearings against Turkey at a meeting ending on December 2nd. The European Court of Human Rights had ruled 2 years ago that the prolonged pre-trial detention of Kavala was in violation of the European Convention on Human Rights. Despite the ruling, Turkey did not release Kavala amidst repeated calls by the Council of Europe's Committee of Ministers. Erdogan had to withdraw from the Glasgow summit because British Prime Minister Boris Johnson did not want to make adequate security arrangements for the Turkish president. Well, at least Erdogan claimed this. Middle East Eye has claimed that two people told that Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has cancelled his Scotland visit for the COP26 UN Climate Change Conference in Glasgow due to lower security protocol applied for the Turkish delegation. The COP26 conference will be attended by major world leaders like US President Joe Biden and French President Emmanuel Macron. Erdogan was supposed to lead the Turkish delegation at the intergovernmental event. However, he is said to have backed out because the organizers restricted the size of the Turkish delegation and the motorized vehicles that Turkish officials could use during the conference. This is a huge setback for Turkey, as Erdogan wanted to use the COP26 conference for pushing his narrative against the developed countries. During a G20 summit press conference, the Turkish president said, "The countries aren't in an equal position in the climate change process, which is a global struggle." He added, "As we have expressed before, The burden sharing should be fair between the developed and developing nations. It seems that the UK anticipated what Erdogan was up to, and therefore Boris' administration reduced Turkey's security protocol and compelled Erdogan to withdraw. Erdogan is one of the biggest human rights violators in the world right now, and Biden seems to be weaponizing Erdogan's poor track record. The Turkish president met Joe Biden on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Rome. Erdogan reiterated Turkey's demand for the purchase of 40 F-16 warplanes from the United States. However, he got a lukewarm response from the US president. A senior Biden administration official disclosed, "I think the Turkish government and Erdogan, including in his public comments in the last couple of weeks, have been very clear that there is a desire by Turkey to purchase the F-16s. And the president took on board his desire to have them but made it very clear that there is a process that we have to go through in the US and committed to continuing to work through that process." The official added, "The president in general set out his commitment to human rights, to rule of law and all those issues and acknowledged that those are something that he cares about. And those are issues that he is going to continue to raise and that his administration is going to continue to raise." So, while Erdogan wants to purchase American jets, the US president is in no mood to repair the US-Turkey ties, which have been deeply bruised by the Kavala episode and the Turkish purchase of the Russian S-400 air defense system. France is looking to hold a Paris conference to discuss the presence of illegal Turkish mercenaries in the war-torn country of Libya. Israel, Greece, and the Greek Cypriot administration, the three major enemies of Turkey in the eastern Mediterranean region, are also going to attend it. However, a nervous Erdogan has backed out of the Paris conference during a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron at the G20 summit. After returning from the summit, Erdogan said, "We cannot attend a Paris conference to which Greece, Israel, and the Greek Cypriot administration participate." We told him, "This is our condition. If these countries are to attend the conference, then there is also no need to send special representatives." Erdogan is clearly worried about his vitriolic actions getting exposed if Turkey attends the Paris conference alongside Israel, Greece, and the Greek Cypriot administration. This is why he has simply backed out of the crucial conference. Erdogan has thus ended up embarrassing himself even further with his foolishly bold move of attending the G20 summit in Rome.